I kinda wish these events were spread out over 2 weeks like last year, because there's too much to talk about. There were 14 events with 24 fields in total. Texas, Ontario, and New England each had 2 fields operating, with the winners of each playing for the grand final, while Michigan had 4 fields doing the same. So many events, so many teams, and so many maxed out grids. Let's see who came away victorious in the final week of the regular season. The 1 seed of Rex and Newton Squared, who won the Alexandria event together, took on the 2 seed of Triple Helix, Fresta Valley, and Robo Lions. The 2 seed beat the 1 seed earlier in the playoffs and in the first finals match, but the 1 seed wanted the tiebreaker. 1731 had a 3-piece auto, giving Red a 3-point lead. The 1 seed started gaining a lead with their links, but the 2 seed had faster cycles. With no defense, this was really just a race to see who could fill up the grid the fastest. And it was a race Red was winning as they completed their 8th link before balancing. Blue wobbled and bobbled, but 1727 couldn't get off the ground. And if only, as the 2 seed wins Chesapeake by just 14 points. The 6 seed against the 5 seed in the finals because yes, the double elimination bracket playoff structure has come to give us chaos, and it's chaos we shall receive. 342 and 343 lost to 1102 at the Hartsville event, while none of the 6-seed teams made it to the finals at either of theirs. The 6-seed got the win in match 11 and in the first finals match, and looked to end it here. 1102 had a 2-piece in auto, with their second cube falling off, but the floor point still gave their side a 3-point lead. All 3 red bots went to work at the grid, while 343 had connection issues following their jump off the charge station at the start of teleop. Near simultaneously, 342 had drive issues following this hit with 1746, so Blue got left with a 1-on-3. Not the situation that Make and Magic wanted to be in, but still they persisted. Red played no defense, cause why would you? That'd just be mean at that point. Otto put together a 6th link, while the other red bots balanced. 1746 went for the park, as 1102 balanced for Blue. A rough way for this event to end, but it's chaos nonetheless, as the 6-seed of the Green Villains, the Mechanisms, and Otto win the Peachtree District Championship. The 2-seed of Mechanical Mustangs, Petty Robotics, and Aperture took on the 3-seed of Krypton Cougars, Midnight Inventors, and RoboForce at the Mid-Atlantic District Champs. Red got the close win in match 1, and showed up to match 2 with some funky cone placement. The Krypton Cougars had a 2-piece in auto, which should have been a 3-piece had they secured their second cube. 3142's high cone went low, and 5825 missed their cube for the 2-piece, while 1923's Yeats gave Blue the early lead. They readjusted the ground cubes for an early link, as Petty Robotics got one up high for Red. The hard hits came as these bots tried to slow each other down. 1923 was fast, spinning out of blocks and putting pieces in place. 484 kept placing cones as 1923 put one last mid-cube, and 2539 pushed a cube in place to max out the grid with 15 seconds to go. Blue got the triple balance, while Red got theirs at the buzzer. Maxing out the grid works wonders as the Blue Alliance got the event high to force a third match. The tiebreaker started with all of Red's cones staying on, with 5895's cube finding the best way to not count. 3142 kindly gave a cube to 484, and 1923's Yeats didn't quite find their mark. 2539's third piece went next to 1923, but their two pieces gave their side the early lead. Both sides went to work on the grid, with 5895 dropping off cones for Red and 1923 yeeting cubes for Blue. Blue got links quickly as Red tried to keep up. 3314 popped up shots to complete links, and this game went down to the wire. 2539 dropped off a cone where there was already a cube, even though they had time to drop it off on the other side of the grid, which would have maxed it out. And if only, Blue got the triple as 5895 flipped a cone to max out the grid. They joined their partners at the charge station and got the triple balance at the buzzer. An absolute nail-biter as the 2 seed prevails by just an 8-point margin. The 1 seed versus the 2 seed, with the 1 seed coming from the bottom bracket. Stypulse got a 2-piece for Red, while Pobots did the same for Blue.
Strike that. Reverse it.
8152 had some issues in auto, and Red got the early lead. Robo Tigers and Stypulse raced around to put links together for Blue, while Pobots and Steel Knights did the same. Tech Knights played defense until they got upended by the Robo Tigers. Red made do with the mismatch and narrowed the lead as they got the double balance, while Blue got the triple. A close match that didn't even matter because the flip was ruled a red card, so we need a tiebreaker. This time, 8159 didn't have any issues with their mobility, while Stypulse got the 2-piece again. Pobot's high cube went low and just outside the low zone, giving Blue the lead. 8159 played great defense on Blue, while the other bots kept links growing to extend their lead. Red chipped away the lead with their links as they got the triple balance. Stypulse and Tigers had issues with their double balance, as Golden Horn didn't have the angle for the ramp. And if only, as the tiebreaker ends in a tie. We need a 4th match. Pobots got their double this time, while Stypulse missed their cube, giving Red the early lead. Both sides wanted this win desperately, as Golden Horn and Tech Knights played defense for their respective sides. They went link for link, as this one could have gone either way, probably even another tie. Red wobbled and bobbled and got the triple balance. Blue tried to match, but Golden Horn slipped off at the end. An insanely close match, but sometimes 12 points of penalty go a long way as the 1 seed comes out on top. The 7 seed of the giant diencephalic brainstem robotics team, guess this doubles as an anatomy lesson, Lindblom Electric Eagles and Rebel Robotics took on the 1 seed of Maguanago Bears, who won the Midwest Regional, the Grease Gladiators, who won Finger Lakes, and the Quasics, who are looking for their first regional win ever. 930 got a 3-piece in auto, with the Gladiators' firm yeets putting 3 on the grid as well. Red won by 32 in the first match, but Blue's links looked to force a tiebreaker. All the bots put pieces up and pushed and shoved in the center to slow each other down. Blue had the narrow lead into the last 30 seconds as they went for the triple climb. The Bears had trouble putting a cone on for their 7th link and tried to send it at the buzzer for the triple balance, but ended up tipping it for the double engage and not the double balance. An extremely close match, but the grid pieces helped the Red Alliance take it by just 7 points. A 1 seed versus 2 seed with Children of the Swamp, Web Robotics, and Radioactive Roaches taking on Ogre, the Highlanders, and Breakaway. Breakaway and Highlanders both had a 2-piece for Red, while Swamp fumbled their 3rd piece, giving Red the 6-point lead. Ogre had too much speed going to their loading zone, leaving them tipped on their side in the blue zone to start teleop. Red had to make do with the mismatch as Blue's links kept growing their lead. A near 40-point difference with a minute left when this hit with Highlanders jarred the battery loose on Swamp's bot, but they parked it on the charge station before their bot got disabled. 2v2 is a lot more manageable for Red as Highlanders put up a 3rd link to close the gap, and a 4th and 5th to take the lead. The Roaches hit the bump in the field for the 3rd F of the match, but most importantly, it blocked off the path for 1466 to make it to the charge station. They had to settle for the park, while Red wobbled and bobbled and got the double balance. Absolutely wacky, but the 1 seed came out with the win. The 2 seed of Roboducks, Screech, who won Oklahoma, and Stealth Robotics, who won Oklahoma and Iowa, took on the 4 seed of Apophis, Wildcard Robotics, and Frog. Blue won their first match after the 2 seed went with just 2 bots, but they had all their alliance partners present for this one. 3160 had a 2-piece in auto that gave Blue the lead, and also allowed them to put up a link early. Both sides raced for pieces, with 1561 popping up shots for mid-cubes. Anyone's match as they battled link for link into endgame, with 6424 dropping off a cone for a 6th link, and 5161 placing a cube for a 7th. Both sides wobbled and bobbled and got the triple balance, but that extra link helped the Red Alliance force a tiebreaker by just 4 points. This time, 4646's and 3160's high cubes went low, giving Red the early lead. But Blue's scoring into teleop helped give them the advantage. Red answered with 3 links, and Blue scrambled to play catch-up. Blue tried to slow up Red, but Red got 7 links as they headed to the charge station. 2333 slipped off the edge and went to park as the Blue Alliance got the triple balance at the buzzer. A very close match, but the grid made the difference as the 2 seed takes it. The 1 seed from the Apollo division, Team Appreciate, Rattlers, and Alliance Captain 2022 champion Fusion Core took on the 1 seed from the Mercury division, Robochargers, Golden Warriors, and Alliance Captain 2015 champion Robonauts. 3005 had a 3-piece auto that turned into a 1-piece after missing both their cubes, while 6672 missed their 2nd cone as well. Appreciate also missed their cube, and 118's yeet from the charge station gave Red the early lead. 8576 helped volley cubes over for their side as Robonauts put together links. Appreciate and Fusion Core kept pace as this game went back and forth. The Robonauts looked for a cone to make a 7th link, but Fusion played effective defense to waste their time. Both sides wobbled and bobbled and got the triple balance as the clock hit 0. A very close, very high scoring match, but the Mercury Alliance came out on top. The Science Division winners of the Alpha Dogs, Cyber Cavs, and Sparkling H2O faced the Technology Division winners of Sparbotics, Rambotics, and the number one team in the province of Ontario, OP Robotics. The Science winners overcame the 6th seed in the finals on their field, while the Tech winners came from the bottom bracket to win theirs. OP came through with the 3-cone auto for Blue, while Red had a couple firm yeets in theirs. 4678 had a high cone go low, and Blue came out with the early 2-point lead. Defense went out the window as all the Blue bots tried to keep up with Red's links. This one looked like it could go either way, but Red wanted to force the tiebreaker. 4946 almost lost it trying to go around 4992, but stayed rolling to drop off a cone. Blue got the triple balance, while Red got an 8th link before a triple of their own. The grid points made the difference, and the Science Alliance got the win to force a third match. 4946 got their layups in the tiebreaker auto, with 4678's cones staying on this time. OP Robotics got the triple cone again, and Blue had the small lead out of auto. Red got a quick link to give them the lead, but Blue tied it after OP stole a cube from 8729. Anyone's match as they battled link for link, but OP's cycle times were too quick for Red. Enter 4678 with the chin check to 2200, leaving Blue with a mismatch. The Tech Alliance still had the lead, but Science's 8th link and triple balance looked to seal it, as OP and Sparbotics got the double for Blue. A very close match that doesn't matter because after 5 minutes of deliberation, and I counted, those refs talked for a long time, the collision and tip of 2200 was ruled a G206 penalty. So the Ontario Provincial Championship for 2023 ends on a red card. A heartbreaking end to such a thrilling matchup, but the Technology Alliance came away with the win. It's that time of the year again. It's 254's annual takedown of the Silicon Valley Regional. They were the number 1 team at this event and chose the number 2 team Citrus Circuits to do what they did at Sacramento back in week 4. They even won with them at Silicon Valley last year. You know the last time the Poofs failed to win Silicon Valley Regional? 2007. They've won this event 19 times and won another notch in their belt. Poofs and Citrus both had 3-piece autos, with Quicksilver and Ironclaw having 2 for Blue. All bots went to work at the grid, with none of the Red bots afraid to play some defense. With how fast Red put together cycles, the slightest disruption for Blue will help Red keep the lead. The number 1 seed maxed out the grid before endgame started, and the Poofs played some final defense before going to the charge station. Citrus got the headstand for the triple, while Blue also got their triple before time ran out. A close, high-scoring match, but 254 makes it number 20. Somebody fact-check this for me. Is this the most a single team has won a single event? Because this is an insane stat line. Also, fun fact, all 3 of the Red bots on the field are previous world champions. 1678 won the world championship in 2015, the Wild Hats won the championship in 1995, and 254 won in 2011, 2014, 2017, 2018, and 2022. And the Empire keeps on striking. The 1 seed of Jack in the Bot, Bare Metal, and NRG came from the lower bracket and faced the 6 seed of Flaming Chickens, Arrow Code Zero, and Cyborgs. Jack in the Bot had a 3-piece auto, with their second cube getting floor points, and Chicken's 3-piece turned into a 2-piece after they missed their second cone. Blue had the lead and extended it as Jack in the Bot zoomed across the field, not minding any attempts at defense from Red. NRG played Disruptive D on the Red bots, slowing their scoring as the other Blue bots just about maxed out the grid. Chickens and Error Code couldn't keep up with the cycles as Blue continued to pour pieces onto the grid. 2910 got one final cone for their 8th link as they got the triple balance. Red also got the triple balance, but had no answers for the number 1 alliance as they came out on top by 48 points. The 1 seed of Super Duper Robotics, Westside Boiler Invasion, and Penn Robotics Golden Rooks, who all won the Tippecanoe District event together, took on the 3 seed of Robo Blazers, Tiger Dynasty, and Thunderbots. Blue had a pair of 2-piece autos, giving them the 5-point lead. Golden Rooks and Boiler Invasion placed pieces while Super Duper played defense on Blue. This game went back and forth as both sides placed the links into endgame. Still anyone's to take as Tiger Dynasty missed the cone for a 6th link before joining their partners for the triple balance. 461 placed a 5th link to match, but Red couldn't get weight distributed as Rooks raced over to park and hope for the double. The other bots wobbled and bobbled, but couldn't get set in time. Wouldn't have made a difference though, as Blue got 100 points at the grid, and the 3 seed gets the upset for the win. A championship for a district so wild, so cutthroat, so intense, that they don't even refer to this as the First in Michigan State Championship. They just call it states. There are 50 states in the Union, but when you say states, there's only one right answer. 4 fields that I would love to talk about, but there's just so much to go over and we're already at the 24-minute mark. The 3-seeded alliance from Ford and the 1-seeded alliance from Consumers Energy went head to head after every single division went to tiebreakers. Ford won the first match and wanted to end it here. Wayland Wildcats and the Thunder Chickens had 2-piece autos for Blue, while the Wings of Fire had a 2-piece for Red. The Steel Armadillos went rogue, and the penalty gave Blue the lead. Armadillos played defense while the other Red bots worked to chip away at the deficit. Thunder Chickens stalled out following a hit from the Armadillos, leaving Blue with the mismatch. The Wildcats and Metal Muscle had no issues filling up the board as they maintained a huge lead into endgame. 4 links apiece as Blue got the double balance. Red wobbled and bobbled and got the triple balance as time expired. A very close match, but sometimes 22 points of penalty goes a long way as the Blue Ford Alliance came out on top. I cannot wait to see which teams come out as champions at Worlds. An exciting new update now allows alliances to double up on pieces if they max out the grid, so we are going to see some insanely high scores. If your season has come to an end, I hope you had fun. If you're going to Worlds, I hope you have fun. Meet new people, trade pins, check out the Innovation Fair, watch some matches from teams that you've only seen through computer screens, And stay hydrated, please. All that fun takes the moisture right out your body. Water is your friend. I will see you after the World Championship, where we will crown some new champions. Or maybe not. Until then, stay safe, stay hyped, and remember, gracious in victory, professional in defeat. Amen.
Hammerheads take a shot up on the top, pick up 6 points along with the wings of fire. Steel Armadillos cut across the field, get the attention of the head ref. That's not going to be good.